Sebastian Vettel is the ghost in the machine of modern fame, a phantom who haunts the world of ultra-luxury. Imagine a man who commanded a salary that peaked at over $50 million a year, earned an estimated $500 to $600 million throughout his career, and reached the absolute pinnacle of a global sport watched by billions, only to willingly and completely vanish into thin air. He has no official Instagram, no Twitter, no TikTok, no flashy entourage posting his every move. He's a four-time world champion who now champions the cause of bees over the allure of Bentleys, and activism over the addiction of adulation. This isn't just a retired sportsman. He's the architect of one of the most private and exclusive empires in the celebrity world. It's a kingdom built not on the garish display of wealth, but on the ultimate, most unobtainable luxury of all: total, unapologetic, and absolute freedom. His influence is a paradox. It's subtle, yet so powerful that he can shift global conversations with a single helmet design or a quiet, thoughtful quote on a primetime talk show. He possesses a private car collection so rare and historically significant it would make sultans and museum curators weep with envy. Yet he's more likely to be photographed riding a simple bicycle through the countryside. For over a decade, he was one of the most famous athletes on Earth, the smiling face of Red Bull's world domination and the chosen heir to the sacred throne at Ferrari. Yet, if you saw him at a local market in his small, unassuming Swiss town, you might not even look twice. This is the unbelievable, fascinating paradox of Sebastian Vettel. If you love hearing the crazy, untold backstories of the world's most enigmatic and powerful figures, you have to smash that subscribe button and give this video a like. Honestly, it helps our channel immensely and lets us go even deeper into these incredible stories just for you. Let's rewind the clock. It's the mid-2000s. Formula One is a brutal shark tank, swimming with living legends: Michael Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, Kimi Räikkönen. The grid is a monument to ferocious talent and massive egos. And into this cauldron walks a fresh-faced, boyish German kid from the small town of Heppenheim. He has a goofy, infectious grin and a right foot seemingly made of lead. His name is Sebastian Vettel, and he's about to unleash a reign of dominance so absolute it would not only rewrite the record books, but also build the foundations of a fortune that places him in the stratosphere of sporting wealth. This wasn't just raw talent, it was a perfect storm of man, machine, and marketing. Backed by the boundless ambition and near-limitless budget of the Red Bull marketing behemoth, who had poured hundreds of millions into transforming a midfield team into a championship-winning juggernaut, Vettel became their chosen one. From 2010 to 2013, he was a force of nature, 4 consecutive world championships. He wasn't just winning races, he was annihilating the competition with a chilling blend of precision and aggression. This period was his secret weapon, his version of striking oil. His car, designed by the legendary Adrian Newey, was often so superior it seemed unfair, and Vettel knew how to extract every last millisecond from it. Let's talk numbers, because they are genuinely staggering. His early Red Bull contracts were clever, loaded with massive multi-million-dollar championship bonuses. With each title, his base salary and his market value skyrocketed. He was no longer just a driver, he was a global brand. His signature finger celebration, a cheeky, almost arrogant wag of his index finger, was plastered on billboards and magazine covers from Sao Paulo to Shanghai. He was the smiling, affable face of a new dominant generation of Formula One. Then came the power move, the one that cemented his place among the financial gods of sport. In 2015, he fulfilled a childhood dream and signed for Scuderia Ferrari. This isn't just accepting a new job, it's an enthronement. Driving for Ferrari is the spiritual pinnacle for any racer, and it comes with a paycheck to match. Reports from the time put his salary at an astronomical $50 million for the first year alone, with his initial 3-year deal estimated to be worth well over $150 million. On top of this colossal salary, he had a portfolio of lucrative personal endorsements, with global giants like Casio, Shell, Ray-Ban, and the luxury watchmaker Hublot. By the time he was just 30 years old, his career earnings had comfortably soared past the $400 million mark. He had methodically built a financial empire on pure speed, relentless dedication, and intelligent brand alignment. But what he chose to do with that mountain of cash, that Everest of capital, is where the story defies all modern celebrity logic. He didn't just buy a life of luxury. He weaponized his wealth to build a fortress of invisibility. While other athletes and celebrities were snapping up glass-walled penthouses in Monaco and sprawling mega mansions in Miami, broadcasting their acquisitions to millions of followers, Vettel made a radically different, almost monastic choice. He moved his family to a secluded, beautifully restored farmhouse in the canton of Thurgau, Switzerland. This isn't the glitzy, see and be seen Switzerland of Geneva's lakefront or St. Moritz's ski slopes. This is Cider, India, a rural, rolling-hilled agricultural region known for its apple orchards. It's quiet, profoundly normal, and intensely private. His home is not a monument to his wealth, but a sanctuary from it. This is the ultimate status symbol you literally cannot buy. It's a public declaration that he values peace over prestige, family over fame. Forget social media. Vettel has zero official presence. He has no blue checkmark, no curated grid, no story highlights. He once famously said, "I just don't have the need to share my private life with the public." It's not that I have something to hide, not at all. It's just a question of priority. In today's hyper-connected world, that decision alone is a profound act of rebellion. The real luxury isn't owning a private jet and posting a picture of its wing over the clouds. It's owning a private jet and not feeling the slightest compulsion to tell a single soul. His life there is the stuff of anti-legend. He's been seen shopping in local farm shops, riding his bike on country lanes. He spends his time with his wife, Hannah, his high school sweetheart, and their 3 children, far from the prying lenses of the paparazzi. He isn't protected by a wall of bodyguards. He's protected by a carefully constructed wall of anonymity. He traded the deafening roar of a V8 engine at 18,000 RPM for the gentle buzz of the bees he now keeps in his meticulously maintained garden, even building a bee hotel in the shape of a racing circuit. This idyllic life is his personal royal warrant, an official seal of approval on a life lived entirely on his own terms. If you're blown away by how a global superstar could meticulously engineer his own disappearance from the grid of fame, you need to hit that like button and subscribe right now, because the story is about to get even crazier. Because locked away in his state-of-the-art climate-controlled garages is a secret that proves the fire-breathing racer is still very much alive and well. Don't let the gentle farmer and beekeeping persona fool you for a second. Hidden inside Vettel's Swiss sanctuary lies one of the most historic, valuable, and mind-blowing private car and motorcycle collections on the entire planet. This isn't the typical billionaire's garage filled with the latest, flashiest hypercars. This is a curated museum of speed, a physical timeline of his own heroes, his own history, and the machines that define motorsport. Each vehicle is a piece of brilliant engineering, a rolling sculpture, and a story in itself. This collection is not a fashion statement. It's an archive of high-performance hardware, the undisputed crown jewel. The 1992 Williams FW14B, chassis number 08. This is the very car, the legendary Red 5, that his childhood hero, Nigel Mansell, drove to one of the most dominant world championships in history. This isn't a replica, it's the genuine article, complete with active suspension. Vettel hunted it down and bought it at a Bonhams auction for a cool $3.1 million. Owning it wasn't an investment. It was about touching history, about owning a piece of the magic that first ignited his dream of becoming a racing driver. Then, of course, there is the scarlet heart of his collection, the Ferrari wing. As a former driver for the prancing horse, he had access to and appreciation for its greatest creations. He owns some of the most lusted after models in history. A Ferrari F40, the raw, visceral supercar icon. A Ferrari Enzo, the car that bridged the gap to the modern hybrid era. And a LaFerrari, the million-dollar hybrid hypercar. But his taste runs deeper. He also owns the timeless classics that defined the brand's mystique, like a stunning California T and, rumoredly, a 250 GTO, one of the most valuable cars on Earth, with values exceeding $50 million. To cap it all off, after his emotional final race for Ferrari, the team gifted him the actual car he drove that day, the SF1000, as a profound mark of respect. But it doesn't stop. He has a deep, abiding passion for motorcycles, owning a priceless collection of classic two-stroke bikes from the 70s and 80s, including rare Suzukis and Kawasaki's. He's not just collecting them to sit under a dust cover. He drives them. He understands their mechanics. He maintains them with his own hands. It's an intimate, hands-on passion. When he decided to sell off a few of his cars in 2021, including the LaFerrari and an F50, the world got a rare glimpse into this treasure trove, and the collective gasp from the automotive community was audible. The collection is the ultimate status symbol, a physical manifestation of his journey, from a kid watching Mansell on TV to a legend in his own right. It went from a poster on his bedroom wall to the centerpiece of a multi-million-dollar garage. Just as it seemed, Vettel's legacy was set in stone as a ruthless four-time champion. Disaster struck. His final years at Ferrari, from 2019 to 2020, were a dark, dark time. The dream move had curdled into a public nightmare. He was being consistently outperformed by his younger, hungrier teammate Charles Leclerc. The fiercely loyal Italian press, the Tifosi, had turned on him. His image as an infallible winner was crumbling under the weight of unforced errors and fading pace. The fingerboy champion of the Red Bull days was gone, replaced by a man who looked frustrated, tired, and seemed to have lost his magic. For many observers, his brand was in a terminal death spiral. The symbolic rock bottom came during the disastrous 2020 season, a series of painful races where nothing went right. The Ferrari car was uncompetitive, and Vettel seemed unable to adapt. He wasn't just off the pace, he seemed utterly lost. His century of cultivated genius, his reputation for technical feedback and blistering speed had evaporated. He was, in the brutally unsentimental world of F1, becoming yesterday's man. His subsequent move to Aston Martin in 2021 was the start of a strategic masterclass, a high-stakes rescue mission for his own soul and public image. What he did next was not just bold, it was transformative. First, he fully embraced his role as the elder statesman, the conscience of the grid. He stopped fighting for every last tenth of a second in a midfield car and started fighting for causes that mattered more to him. He used his global platform not to sell more merchandise, but to speak with startling clarity about climate change, LGBTQ+ rights, and social justice. Then, he did the unthinkable. He took his most famous personal asset, his helmet, a driver's sacred billboard, and turned it into a canvas for powerful activism. He debuted a stunning Save the Bees helmet, and later a vibrant rainbow-colored Same Love helmet to protest anti-LGBTQ+ legislation in Hungary, a direct and courageous challenge in a politically sensitive environment. He stayed behind after the British Grand Prix with a small group of fans to help clean up trash in the grandstands, a simple act of humility that went viral. Most strikingly, he appeared on Question Time, a major political debate show in the UK, not as a driver, but as a deeply informed and concerned citizen, eloquently questioning the very existence and purpose of Formula One in an age of climate crisis. It was a complete and total reset. He effectively starved the world of the ruthless, win-at-all-costs Vettel and replaced him with a thoughtful, principled, and far more interesting man. He refocused the entire narrative on his true, authentic core core, a love for the purity of racing, a deep respect for its history, and a burgeoning desire to leave the world a better place than he found it. It was a legendary turnaround that has become a textbook case study for how to reclaim and enrich a legacy from the brink of sporting irrelevance. Did you love this unbelievable story of branding, crisis, and comeback? Well, don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button and like this video so you don't miss our next dive into the world of these incredible characters. Now, while Vettel's story of personal reinvention is wild, to truly understand his unique place in the universe of fame, you have to look at the battlefield he's left behind. The world of F1 icons is a war of the titans. And Vettel's rivals for legacy are absolute monsters, each defining luxury in their own way. First, you have to contend with the undisputed king of F1 celebrity, Lewis Hamilton. He is the LVMH of Formula One. This isn't just a driver. He's a luxury-devouring black hole of culture. A constant, celebrated presence at Paris Fashion Week, the Met Gala, and in the global music scene, Hamilton's strategy isn't to have a single identity. His game is to own the entire celebrity universe. He is a sprawling empire of influence, an official ambassador for brands like IWC and Valentino, with a social media following in the tens of millions. His brand is built on being seen, on defining cool, while Vettel's luxury is a quiet whisper from a Swiss farmhouse. Hamilton's is a global broadcast from a custom-painted private jet. Then you have the new emperor, the reigning force of nature, Max Verstappen. Forget fashion weeks and political activism. Max's power is built on a foundation of pure, painstaking, and terrifyingly expensive performance. His luxury is efficiency and dominance. He zips between races and his Monaco apartment on his own Dassault Falcon 900EX private jet worth over $15 million. His downtime is spent on a multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art sim racing rig, leading his own virtual racing team. His life outside the car is a high-tech extension of his life inside it, all geared towards a single goal: winning. He represents a new kind of raw, unadulterated focus that Vettel himself once had, but supercharged with the modern trappings of extreme wealth. And you can't forget F1's other great champion of quiet, Kimi Räikkönen. Like Vettel, Kimi famously shunned the media and valued his privacy. But Kimi's style was one of pure, hilarious and often brutal indifference. His famous "Leave me alone, I know what I'm doing" radio message is the gospel of his entire philosophy. While Vettel's quietness is principled and thoughtful, Kimi's was a masterclass in not caring, a luxury of pure apathy. He represented a level of raw, unadulterated authenticity that made him a cult hero. Do you think Vettel, with his quiet activism, historical car collection and life of chosen invisibility, has created a truer, more powerful form of luxury than Hamilton's global fame or Max's pure dominance? Drop your answer in the comments below. I really want to know who you think is winning the ultimate war for F1 legacy. And if you enjoyed this wild ride, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of extravagance. Now that Sebastian Vettel has completely redefined what a champion's retirement can look like, what other iconic athlete do you think is most in need of a similar profound reinvention?